Christians across the country Friday joined their counterparts in the world to commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ some 2,000 years ago in Nazareth. Those attending the church service had to contend with strict measures put in place to fight the coronavirus pandemic. Church leaders, among them Anglican Church of Kenya Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit, who led the sermon at the All Saints Cathedral, urged leaders to exercise prudence in leading the country, at the same time calling on Christians to embrace the spirit of generosity.
Faithful who made their way to the churches on Friday in marking the Christmas celebrations were keen to observe the COVID-19 protocols, as has been the norm since the pandemic set its foot in the country. Some churches were packed, while others had few congregants. AIC Milimani conducted one service, as is every Christmas. All Saints Cathedral had two services, as Holy Family Basilica conducted several services, keeping in line with the COVID-19 protocols. According to worshippers, however, the enthusiasm normally experienced during Christmas sermons was missing.
Well, usually the church is usually very full, very vibrant, people are excited, and of course usually we're up country with a lot of celebration, but it's kind of been a little bit more quiet and reflective, unlike the usual very joyous and exuberant times.
Church leaders say Christians should use the opportunity to reflect on the meaning of Christmas.
Today we are talking about just finding meaning to that word Christmas. You know, finding meaning to that word Christmas will give us that ultimate joy, because the meaning is the presence of Christ. And presence of Christ brings joy irrespective of the circumstances that you go through.
The spirit of generosity and sharing the little with our neighbors must rise above the pandemic.
Nafasi imewadia tuweze kumwangazia Kristo bila shamra shamra. Alikuja kwa sababu ya kuleta uhusiano wetu na Mungu, na kwa njia ile ile kuweza kurejesha uhusiano wetu na mwanadamu na pia uhusiano wetu na mtu binafsi.
Anglican Church of Kenya Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit calling on the government to continue cushioning the underprivileged in the society as the country charts a way forward towards a recovery path from the pandemic.
As we prepare for the referendum, we call upon the political class not to incite Kenyans against one another, rather use their political position to sensitize and help the common mwananchi to undertake the process.
The church leadership also called for a consensus between the government and the other cadres of healthcare workers currently on industrial action, saying their grievances are equally important as those of doctors. The clergy is also appealing for psychosocial support system to enable learners deal with various issues encountered while away from school when learning resumes next year.
Just like any other public event and celebrations marked this year amid the COVID-19 pandemic, the Christmas celebrations were no different. The vibrancy and day-long church celebrations only limited to a number of hours, as church leaders emphasize on peace and cohesion going forward. Kamchemenza for Channel 1 News, Nairobi.